Hey YouTube, what's going on? Stereo Thomas here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about what you should pack when you make your trip to beautiful Las Vegas. Now, it seems like a very simple concept on what I should pack, but I'm going to teach you some tricks, some things that you may already know, but for the most part, I'm going to kind of teach you what you should pack and where you should pack it. First tip, the most important tip though, bring a valid ID. Now, when I say bring a valid ID, is it can't be expired, it can't be expiring. Talking to a lot of people, are turning 21, come to Las Vegas, make sure you get that ID, get that new ID before you do make that trip, because coming to Las Vegas with an expired ID is not going to be too fun of a trip for you. A little bit of background about me: I've been in the nightclub industry for about 6 years, so I've seen it all when it comes to IDs being expired, tore, ripped apart, and whatnot. So definitely bring a valid ID before you come. Also, another thing, bring a second form of ID. Make sure that form of ID has some sort of photo of you on the ID. That'll be very helpful. So let's just say you do misplace your ID, or your wallet gets stolen or something like that. At least you have that second form of ID. Now a tip, a very important tip that I want to offer to you is, with that second form of ID, is I wouldn't bring that second form of ID with you. So let's just say when you go out at night, I would leave that second form of ID, whether it's in your bag, in your hotel room, or somewhere safe, or let's just say, for goodness sake, you do misplace your ID or your wallet, or your wallet does get stolen, at least you don't lose everything in one swoop. That's just kind of my tip for that. I know it seems like a very basic tip, but you'd be surprised how many people come out here with expired IDs. And just when it comes to the nightlife, it's very difficult. What I mean by very difficult, it's nearly impossible to get into a nightclub, with an expired ID. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of talk about some things on what you should do when you come to Las Vegas, as far as packing. So as you can kind of see here, I have all of my toiletries, that I kind of use in this Ziploc bag here. I also have, a razor. Now, the reason why I have these kind of two piles separated, this is going to be my carry-on bag that I'm going to take with me to, on the airplane. That's going to fly with me. And this is going to be my check bag, the bag that I'm going to check, and obviously it's going to probably go underneath the plane. So, but I have my bag of toiletries, very important. I kind of keep everything in a Ziploc bag. I also have this. I do not want to take my razor in my checked bag. So I'm going to focus just on, in my carry-on bag. So I'm going to focus on this. So depending on what time of year you come, it really doesn't matter. I would always bring a hoodie. The reason why I would always bring, a hooded sweatshirt or some sort of jacket, even if you're coming in July, is because the hotels are, at night they do get cold. So whether you're walking around the hotel late at night, it's just something nice to kind of put over yourself. During the day, you probably won't need it, especially if you're coming in the, summer months. But other than that, I definitely would bring something like that. Also, another thing that I would like to point out, these nice dress shirts. So the most important thing is there's a collar on those dress shirts. You also want to bring a collared shirt, because if you plan on doing a nightclub or anything like that, no matter what, they're going to need to see you in pants, dressy shoes, and a collared shirt. Whether it's a button-up is definitely preferred. A polo can be worn, but a button-up is definitely preferred. So I definitely would bring a button-up. Let's go over here. Another thing you also want to bring. This is a bathing suit. These are not basketball shorts. Very important concept with this. If you plan on doing any day clubs, whether it's a pool party or anything like that, you're going to have a bathing suit. That's very important. You cannot get in just with basketball shorts. You have to have a bathing suit on. So definitely pack that. Yes, you could wear it underneath if you would like to and then go to the pool, but for the most part, you need a bathing suit to get into these places. Now, for the most part, can you get a lot of this stuff while you're here? Yes, but it's just an extra burden. You're going out of your way to buy this stuff. Walgreens sells bathing suits for like $12 to $15. Definitely recommend there. You can also go designer if you want. But either way, that's what I would do. Just simple pair of shorts is what I brought. What I would pack. Also, simple pair of sweatpants. Like I said, this is kind of just more for lounging around. If you want, simple pair of shorts. Very basic. Like I said, you can't really wear those into the pool parties, but for the most part, I would definitely just pack them just in case. Now I have a simple pair of pants here. Now I'll kind of get into it with this. So you notice I don't necessarily have any dress pants with me on this trip. It's kind of a personal choice for me. Would I recommend bringing dress pants? Yes, but you do not have to. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of the nightclubs that you get into, that you want to try to get into, they're going to want to see you in at least some sort of pants. Dressy pants aren't required, but if you wear something like this, that comes all the way down, to the bottom of your leg, that's also important. They just want to see you in pants at a lot of these nightclubs. Get into my shoes here. So I just have, some basic shoes here. That's kind of more just for lounging around. But here's what I also like to talk about is these dress shoes here. So now these dress shoes, if you notice, they're not too fancy. They're kind of, basic dress shoes, a little beat up a little bit, but basic dress shoes. Now with these dress shoes, I can get into every single nightclub with these. The nice thing is the shoe doesn't come above, my ankle bone, and that's also a very important concept that a lot of the nightclub bouncers are looking for. They don't really necessarily want to see you wearing boots or anything like that into the nightclub. So a pair of simple dress shoes like that will definitely work. Trust me, J's, Jordans, Timberlands, and anything like that are not going to work at most of these nightclubs, most of these major nightclubs at that. So that's pretty much, there's some other stuff, socks, underwear, a lot of the other stuff is kind of personal preference, but this is stuff that I definitely would make sure I have in my bag, when I do make my trip to Las Vegas. So I'm going to talk just kind of about some, in my carry-on bag. This is what I personally like to bring. It kind of has helped me. Now, I have my house keys here. Pretty much as soon as I lock up my house, when I'm leaving on a major trip, I put my house keys in my first pocket and I just leave them there, right? You kind of get in the habit of, because you don't need them anymore, right? So you kind of get in that habit of, when you're out and about, just, when you're at home, put your keys in your pocket. You're so used to them being there, whatnot. So it's going to be a natural reaction for when you go out, you're going to put your keys in your pocket. Here's the thing, you're not going to need those keys. So I definitely would put them in a small pocket just so you remember it, and just don't even touch them until the end. Make sure that this bag does not leave your room. This bag would leave my hotel room. Just some other basic stuff, some floss. You could probably keep that, in your check bag if you want. Toothbrush I usually kind of keep with me just in case my bag gets lost. Also, sunglasses, another big tip for me. I don't know what it is, but the hotel rooms, they don't sell Q-tips, right? They don't sell Q-tips, so I personally bring my own stash of Q-tips, and it's worked for me. TSA has never flagged me for it, so it's just a personal thing, a very simple thing, but it's nice to bring those. Bring my laptop. If I'm going to bring a laptop, usually come to Las Vegas, I don't need a laptop, but I just wanted to show you guys, bring my laptop in my carry-on bag. Why you shouldn't bring it on, your check bag, pretty common sense, but for the most part, do not put it in your check bag. I made that mistake one time with another laptop, cracked the screen both times, and it was just as much as I tried to pad it, just whatever reason it cracked. Now this little device here, this is a personal DVD player. Now the reason why I like to, bring a personal DVD player is just for the simple fact of I don't mind flying, but I don't like the fact of flying, right? So with that being said, with me not minding flying, but I don't like to fly, I like to put in a movie, just go to Redbox, very, very simple, right before my flight, get a Redbox movie, headphones here, right? Very important. Make sure you bring headphones. You can, I don't think some flights sell them, but most don't. You're going to overpay for them, but either way, get a Redbox, pop that movie in. Depending on where you're coming from, I think the average flight to Las Vegas is about 4 hours. So depending on where you're coming from, just pop that movie in, whether it's 1 or 2 movies. Its battery life is, I think, about 6 to 7 hours. And once I'm done with the movies, I'm in Las Vegas. So I hope that helped. Like I said, don't really try to overdo it for the most part. If you're coming in the summer, be prepared for the heat. The nice thing about Las Vegas is we don't really see a lot of rain. We definitely don't see a lot of snow, but we don't see a lot of rain. So as far as bringing an umbrella or anything like that, rain boots, you should be fine. It's one of those things where, if it does happen while it's here, it just happens to be a freak accident. I wouldn't worry about bringing an umbrella, but other than that, there's other things that you guys can and cannot bring. But for the most part, I think if you kind of stay with that that simple concept of what to pack, you should be fine getting into wherever you decide to go to. So, well, like I said, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like and subscribe my channel. And yeah, Darian Thomas. Peace.